All right, guys, Anaheim 1 is officially here, and I've got my favorite team manager slash rider in the pits, Carlen Gardner, manager of the factory beta team. It's Liqui Moly Beta Racing. How does it go?
Yeah, Liqui Moly Beta Factory Racing. Yeah.
All right. Carlen and I grew up racing together. It's a common theme. Love this guy big time, and you guys have known that if you watched our videos. And now, dude, you went from racing yourself, 450 Supercross main event guy, to team manager. How big of a switch has that been? And I guess a little backstory on Carlen. He was already a team manager in his own right with BWR Honda, Brian White doing engines and building bikes. You were racer slash team manager with riders under your wing. While managing the team, you also qualified for main events and were a consistent 450 guy. What years were you in the 450 Supercross class, and then how did that transition into this job now?
Yeah, it could be a really long story, but yeah, me and Brian White partnered up in 2018 when he had his team going, and then he kind of had some sponsors fall through, so we partnered up, and I was like, I want to keep this thing alive, and you're the guy to help me to do it, and I love your product, I love your engines, your suspension. I was like, let's do something. And I remember sitting down with him one day, this is in early 2018, I was like, we're going to have a semi. We're going to have a semi and a race team and multiple guys. And he was like, I don't know, I've tried, it's impossible. Well, we ended up doing it, and we ran our team, and it was a good time, and we had Mitchell Folk riding for us in the 250 class at one point, getting top 10s. Robbie Wageman was in the 250 class with us, getting top 10s. Wilson Fleming, a couple others, and then myself racing 450 class.
Yeah. How many main events did you make?
Total? I don't. In 2019, I had 10 of them.
10 of them.
Yeah. So 2019 was kind of like the breakout year. Before that, I had 4 main events in 2018 with 2 250 main events and 2 450 main events, and that was why I was like, oh, let's go to the 450 class, like make a little bit more money.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how that worked out, and I raced 19, 20, 21 in the 450 class, and then in 21, I broke my wrist for the second time mid-season, and I had been doing some prior testing with the 300RX for beta, and it just kept me in front of my boss and kept me in meetings, and he learned a little bit more about my story, and that's what led me into the beta career. And he offered me, he's like, hey, what's your plan, Carlen? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I was like, I really don't know yet. Like, I have a bunch of different things I've been in, but I don't know where I want to go. And he's like, well, how about we try this out? And so I took over the off-road division in middle of 21, and then been running the off-road division for beta for 2 years. But the whole plan was Supercross.
Cool.
This was the plan the whole time. We were even going to try to race in 2023 Supercross, and it just didn't work out with the timing. And then this year we're like, we got to do it. So we started making the push, and we started testing the bike early February, March of a pre-production version, and we've just been going through different versions, testing, and I was ready to fire it off with a couple riders that we were wanting to sign. And here we are now, yeah.
Anaheim 1, man. So quite the story. I'm super proud of you as your friend, and I'm excited for what you guys got going on. Explain some of the backstory too. Beta's been racing over an MXGP championship, where it's a works bike series. You can show up with any bike as long as you pay the entry fee, and you can go racing. So here in the US, it's a production-based series to where you have to have these bikes available for sale. I think it's at least 400 units for sale throughout the year to race in Supercross and Motocross. So Beta wasn't allowed to race last year because they didn't have a 450 to sell here for the average rider to race motocross. You guys have made, Beta's been around forever, 1905?
1905.
1905, so over 100 years. And they've been specializing in off-road, 2-strokes, 4-strokes. Now you guys are jumping into motocross, Supercross, and starting at the highest level with the 450 class and with Supercross. So Beta, how many years did they race with the guys over in Europe?
I think this year was their 3rd year. Jeremy Van Horbeck joined, I think, in 2021. And so they had Van Horbeck and Lapino over there developing these bikes, and they've been huge to development for us too. I mean, the amount of versions of everything they went through just to get us to this point to where I could just take it on a Supercross track and feel like it's very, very close.
Yeah.
Those guys, the guys in Italy in the factory, and then those riders got us to this point, definitely, and it was a huge help.
That's cool. So you're younger than me. How old are you?
26.
26 and team manager in the pits, but I think you're probably still older than Max Lee. Max Lee is Troy Lee's son, and he's the manager of the Troy Lee Designs factory gas team. He's probably 24.
I'm not sure.
But we got a couple young guys managing teams here. What's the pressure like coming into Anaheim 1? Because you guys got Benny Bloss and Colt Nichols. Colt Nichols was a top 10 guy last year. He was a fill-in rider or a Supercross only rider for the HRC Honda team. Unfortunately, he got hurt, just hurt his shoulder, rotator cuff. So you guys got John Short now filling in for him. What's the pressure like? What's the expectations like? What's the goals like coming from your bosses onto your shoulders?
To be honest, it's overwhelming. This is all I've thought about for 2 years. You know, I mean, we bought this semi in 2021 when we were trying to make a push, and so just all the things that go into this, I haven't even really believed that we're here yet. So it's just crazy when we were loading up. I'm like, it doesn't feel like it's time, just because we've done nothing but prepare. And so I don't really have any pressure that I'm putting on myself because we don't know. You know, we're a new team. We're gonna have our struggles. It's a new bike, but we have everything in place and we have great guys to do it. Colt Nichols being injured right now is a big bummer, but I'm a big believer in things are meant to be for whatever reason. And so if that was God's plan for Colt or for Beta, then that's what it is. I'm super glad John took the call on such a short notice, and I went through a few guys and John was like, fly me out, I'm ready to ride this thing, let's go do it. So cool. Super thankful for him. He got a couple days on the bike. But as for me, I mean, I don't know. I'm never one to feel a lot of pressure. I get overwhelmed a little bit and I shut down quiet, but there's just a lot going on until we're about to fire off for Heat 1. I don't know if I'll ever believe it yet, but I'm just excited to be here and let everyone see what we've been working on and finally get to showcase everything. That's
cool. And how much riding are you doing on the bike to help with development? Being that you are a Supercrosser.
I'm not riding anymore. I rode Supercross last Friday just to help with some testing stuff, but other than that, I probably haven't ridden Supercross in 3 months.
Really?
I did about 3-4 months of pre-development for the guys before we started signing guys, and then I was out. I was done. I was put up the boots, ride Riverbed.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, good stuff. I'm excited for these guys. What's your favorite part about the new 450 RX? Like, what's the coolest thing about this bike that you're excited about?
It's super difficult because everything's new. Everything's so new, and I've been through so many versions, different frames and radiators and engine packages and tanks and just everything. This is my baby, This has been development from the ground up. I couldn't really tell you. I mean, other than the engine package Italy provides us with, our in-house suspension with Bryce Rivera and KYB, them working together, I'd say those two together are really good for us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And backsides to it, also Bryce worked with you on suspension growing up, right?
Yeah.
And he's local to Paso Robles. Ryan White, he did your engines and you guys managed a team together. He's now working on engines and ECUs for you guys here. And you got your brother helping out with the team.
Dad's helping with the team.
Dad is helping out with the team, so it's kind of a family effort here.
Oh, that's the whole Beta plan, is the family effort, and it didn't plan that way. It just kind of happened to work. I mean, when Brian White and I told him I was taking the Beta job, I was like, hey, I don't know how yet, but you're going to be involved. Cool. I can't promise you what it's going to be, but you will come along. And the same with my brother. He's had a bad run of injuries in the past, and I talked to him. I was like, what do you want to do? I can get you involved, keep you riding, get involved behind the scenes. And so he took the job with us on being a test rider and helping us out with the track prep. And then my dad's at our shop every day working on stuff for us anyway, and he's helping us build our new shop, our new headquarters shop. And so I called him a week ago and I was like, can you come to some rounds with us and be our equipment helper and lights? And so he loves to be here and be a part of it, and it's amazing that I get to carry the guys that I've been with my whole career up and through this level, and now joining it with new guys as well, and it's super fun.
And then I guess Fiji Water, I've never seen that logo on a Supercross bike, so how cool is it to have that and all the other sponsors you got supporting you?
Oh, Fiji's huge. That one's super unique. It kind of relations into the Paso Robles area. The Fiji company is involved with a couple other people around our area, and we didn't want to go the standard route of the energy drink. Our brand, we have a different image, and we want to hold what we believe in, and Fiji fit that market and that brand to partner with us. And so that was a super unique find, and luckily these guys saw something in us to push through us as well. So I'm super excited for them to be on board. And then Liqui Moly is our title sponsor, and other than that, I mean, everyone's involved. It's a huge help.
Cool, awesome. Well, good luck, man.
Thank you.